You're saying I don't have any hair to fix? Is that what you're saying?
Okay, so several of us had the privilege of attending Diamond Bound. Frank and I had gone before and loved it, like totally, completely loved the structure, the content, the variety of speakers. It was phenomenal. And so this was the second time that we were able to go, and we loved it just as much this time. It was a bigger event. In other words, there were more people. I believe there were about 5,000 people this time, and I think there were about 3,000 the first time that we went, and that was 2 years ago. We skipped a year. We had another event last year during that time. Weren't able to go.
Plus, with Chicago, you can't go to Chicago because they don't know how to make pizza.
Oh, there we go.
So there's that. What we're doing is we are going to give you the highlights of our golden nuggets, our takeaways. There are so many, like we could talk about it for 2 hours for sure. But these are some things that we felt like were really, that spoke to us. Mary Young was there this year. Has everyone had the opportunity to hear Mary speak? I hope so, because when you hear Mary, that changes things for you. You get, and it's the same thing hearing from Gary, right, when he was with us. You just get such a feel for the heart and the vision that these two people have for the world. And it's totally empowering to me. I love it. So she talked about something that I had not heard her talk about before. Kristen, your phone's probably dinging too, isn't it? Everybody's phone's probably dinging about now. Sorry. She talked about how she and Gary met and formed the partnership that we now know as Young Living. And we all know that Gary was such a visionary so far. Talk about present time, dude. Like, he was into the future so far all the time, and just so far ahead of everyone else in this essential oil industry, but in the health industry, right? I mean, people thought he was wacky. And you look back in history at some of the people that made the biggest difference, had the biggest footprint, people thought they were actually crazy. And people have talked about that, not him being crazy, but just, being a wacko and stuff. So maybe that equates to crazy. But when we took his visionary skills and gifts and paired that with Mary's business skills, her marketing, how savvy she is in marketing and things like that, was the perfect union. And she really talked about this time and shared some things that I had never heard. So I was really, really honored that she shared that part of her story. She talked about being a truth seeker. And that totally resonates with me, because I don't know about you, but I want to be a truth seeker. I don't want to drink the Kool-Aid somewhere. I don't want to be a sheeple. I want to be a truth seeker. I want to know the truth, because the word tells us the truth will set us free, right? And I believe that all of us that are here today are truth seekers. We truly desire in our hearts to know the truth and to help other people find that truth as well, because we know that that's where health is. That's where freedom is. Network marketing is the best opportunity for the average person. I'm an average person. There's nothing special about me. I'm an average person to make an above average income. So think about that for a minute. It doesn't matter what our background is. It doesn't matter our gender, our race, our age, our education, our level of education. None of that matters in network marketing, especially with Young Living. So we're all on an even playing field. There are no glass ceilings. No one can hold us back. And as a matter of fact, it's so far different, so vastly different than the average corporate job, where maybe you are in competition, so to speak, with other people for a promotion or a position, a new position, right? And so sometimes, unfortunately, people do some ugly things to keep us maybe from getting those promotions. But in this business, it's in everyone's best interest for everyone to be successful.
That's
So
what somebody said from the stage that and it might have been Bliss, that our competition isn't the other Young Living members that are in town or down the road or on social media. Our competition is all the other stores where people can buy essential oils. So don't look at the other Young Living distributors competition, partner with them and get them working with you guys to do bigger things. More bigger.
So that's really true. And that really, the way they presented that and the way they talked about that really resonated with me. Mary talked about we have to get out of our comfort zone. And she related that back to with them starting Young Living as we know it, and how big that seemed to them and how far out of their comfort zone that was. But you guys, imagine if they would have let the fear or the what ifs stop them. None of us would be here today. Like I probably literally wouldn't be here today. But none of us would be on this call today for sure. So get out of your comfort zone, get over yourself and get out of your comfort zone. People need to know what you know. And when you're hesitant to share with someone, these were some words that Mary shared with me that I wrote them down because it so resonated with me. Because I don't know about you, but there are some people, especially in the past, that I was a little nervous or intimidated to share about Young Living with them. Because, I played this stuff in my head. Well, what are they going to think? Am I going to be a whack job? Are they going to think I'm crazy? They're going to think I'm trying to sell them something. All these things, right? All this crap, basically. Here's what she said. I need to get the burden of telling you off my shoulders. I need to get the burden of telling you off my shoulders. So that so resonated with me for those people that I have been a little bit hesitant to share with. So I can literally say, you know what, there's something that has been on my heart. I've been thinking about you and I feel like I should share this with you. I need to get this off my shoulders. Like I have to do it because it's something that's really been pulling me. So that really resonated with me. We talk about leaders all the time and we kind of throw that term around loosely, in my opinion. Here was her definition. And remember, Mary's a wise woman, right? Y'all agree? Like she has a lot of wisdom, that woman does. And she's a little firecracker. But she says a leader is defined by how they make others feel. Isn't that good? So if we're about the business of helping other people and enriching their lives and bringing value to them, that's really what being a leader is about, isn't it? It's not about a rank. It's not about a paycheck. It's about the value we're bringing to other people.
How you make them feel.
How we make them feel. Last year in 2018, they don't have numbers yet, obviously, for 2019. But are you ready for this? More than 250,000 people were saved, changed, and empowered by the Young Living Foundation. 250,000. And that's possible.
And you don't mean saved, religiously saved.
No. I mean, like,
They would have died.
like health-wise. They may have been that too,
Malaria.
all those things, right? And so the beauty of that is, number one, that Young Living has the vision to start the foundation and to fund the foundation. And it continues to grow by leaps and bounds. But number two, that's because of you and I. We're the ones that are making that happen, you guys. Every time we round up, every time we give a donation, every time, that we buy things from the foundation at convention, whatever that is, we're the ones making that happen. So we're partners in that. And I love that. I love the foundation.
Can I say something?
Sure.
One of the best things I liked about Mary's talk or presentation, which I don't think Shannon knows, that's why I thought I could say, was she, obviously, well, maybe you don't know that they built a new corporate office building, which is gorgeous, down the road from where their old one was. They kept the old one, so we still have it. But in any event, Mary was moved, first of all, cleaning out Gary's stuff, and then Mary cleaning out her own, moving her office. She came across a letter that she had written to Gary before they were involved, I guess, very much, and basically said, you don't know what you're doing when it comes to marketing your product, and all you're worried about is oil. So why don't you let me do that part for you, and we'll partner together. And it was kind of, I don't forget what the year was on it, but it was like
I believe it's 93, I believe.
But it was pretty amazing, and she put that on the screen. It was pretty cool. So that was pretty. I thought that was pretty. And we heard that, obviously we knew Mary was the brains behind the business, but to actually see that letter she wrote, basically said, "You're going to fail if you don't let me do this." And she knows she's a. And Suzanne Griffin will tell you, she had a conversation with Mary, and she said, "I want to thank you for all the good work you've done. And you're just such an inspiration." And Mary gave a hand on the hip, like, "Don't I know it?" That's who's Mary. But anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, so then Lauren Walker. Now, Lauren Walker is the chief supply officer, among other things, for Young Living. That means she's responsible for finding, sourcing, contracting, ensuring that that all of our product is Seed to Seal certified. Right? That's a big job. That's a really big job, you guys. So one of the things that she said that really struck me was doing the right thing is not cheap. So doing the right thing is not cheap. And as we all know, Young Living never takes the easy way out or cuts corners or goes the cheap way, right? They do things right. And in the end, sometimes up front, that feels a little scary, but in the end, it's always worked out and it always pays off. And so I know for me, and Frank and I've talked about this in our own lives, those times where we made decisions based on fear and tried to cut corners, it didn't work out so well.
Not that we did that very often.
But anyway, doing the right thing is not cheap. And so you guys saw a post, I'm sure, about, hand weeding the lavender fields, right? Where it's $12,000 to do that versus $60 in chemicals if we just wanted to spray chemicals on the crops. So there's, $12,000 and $60, there's just no comparison. Like, how do you weigh that out, right? You only weigh that out in integrity and Seed to Seal, and you're looking to help people change their lives. So doing the right thing isn't cheap. Seed to Seal is truly what sets us apart. So if you have not solidified that in your own mind, or people say to you, well, I don't know why your bottle of frankincense is $75 and I can buy one for $20 at the grocery store, right? It's because Seed to Seal isn't cheap. It's because we're never going to compromise on that. And so those farms, those processes are what truly sets us apart. And in case you're not aware, there are 3 different types of suppliers that we use in Young Living. There's something that's called a certified supplier, and they are Seed to Seal certified. Everyone, that includes our supplements, our products for, the ingredients for all the other products as well. It's not just the oils, you guys. Then there are the corporate farms, which are owned by Young Living, and then the partner farms. So in the partner farms, the employees are not ours and the land is not ours, but they follow our Seed to Seal processes. We are very much involved and on site a lot at those partner farms, just like not just like we are, but just like we are at the corporate farms. So that process is always happening. She gave an analogy that I really liked. And she said, people are always comparing themselves, and we see it. We see all the ads and all the crap, right? Of the comparisons to Young Living. And we know, because we've been to farms, and I bet almost everybody on here has probably been to a farm. If you haven't, I totally encourage you within the next year, get to a farm, because it will change everything for you when you can see Seed to Seal firsthand. But she asked this question: if you were going to have open heart surgery, who would you want to do that surgery? Would you want a surgeon that has a lot of experience, that has done that surgery over and over and over again and has a great success rate? Or would you want someone, a new surgeon, who's never done it yet, but they've watched it on YouTube? Who do you want to do the surgery? It's really the same thing, isn't it? There's no comparison. I mean, we laugh about it and go, well, that's silly. Of course we want the surgeon that's done it over and over and over again. But isn't that the same thing sometimes that happens with our product? And when people are asking us questions about the quality and the value, and is it worth it? So is it worth paying that surgeon that's done this multiple times? Or should we save some money and go get the guy who is a brand new surgeon that's watched it on YouTube?
So the moral of the story is learn Seed to Seal by going to seedtoseal.com and pointing your prospects to seedtoseal.com, because that's where you can find out a lot about the farm.
You need the value.
And you can also, from there, and maybe even from the VO, you can like schedule a tour of a farm. Like you can pick a day and schedule it and go. So like if you're traveling to Croatia, you can go look and see when their tours are available. If you're traveling to Hawaii, you want to go to the Sandalwood Farm. So that is, some of them are totally free and some of them cost a little bit of money, but there's nothing extravagant out there. So learn Seed to Seal. And this is the cool thing. We're talking about Diamond Bond, right? Lauren Walker was there. Jared Turner was there. Mary Young was there.
David Little from the farm was there.
Worked with Gary for a lot of years, was there. A couple other corporate, there's a lot of corporate guys there, but not just Jordan Schrain who puts the thing together, but the kids that are Kristen's age that are killing this business, they're rocking it, and they all have something to offer, and then some old timers too. But in any event, that's why it's worthwhile to go through. So anyway, we got through a couple of corporate stuff, but some little nuggets.
So Richard Blissbrook, how many of you love listening to him? He is a network marketing guru, you guys. If you don't know who he is, go listen to the videos on Facebook. Even go into World Changers. We have a lot of his stuff in there. And he did a video just for our team when he came on board with Young Living. So go see that. Go check that video out that he's speaking to us. He's been in network marketing for over 40 years. He and his wife, Kimmy, sold their network marketing business a couple of years ago to Join Young Living.
He wrote the 4-year career. So if you want to build a business, you need to get some copies of the 4-year career that you can loan out to people that you want to work the business or that may want to work the business.
So he started out with that the retention in a network marketing company is the holy grail of that network marketing company, right? You get what I'm saying? The retention rate. So we bring people in, but do they stay? Are they becoming a product of the product? Are they getting the results that all of us have gotten? Like, has it changed their life, or has it met a need that they have in their life? So the retention rate of an average network marketing company is 3 to 7%. So imagine that you're keeping 3 to 7% of the people that come into your organization year after year. That's not a very good percentage, is it? Do you know what the percentage of the retention rate for Young Living is? The average? 40. 40.
And that's why he sold his company. And he learned those numbers from working with, he was Adam Green's network marketing mentor. So.
And he was seeing Adam Green's virtual office, and he was digging through it, and he was asking Adam questions, and he just couldn't believe it, that it was true. And so for a couple of years, they researched and talked to other people, and finally we're like, yep, this is what's happening. This Adam's not special. This is what's happening company-wide. So he said no other network marketing company in the world has that kind of retention rate. So he sold his company and joined Young Living. And sometimes people will say, oh, the area that I live is saturated, or there are only 100 people in my city, or whatever that is. And that's just bull. That's not even true. And he's talked about how the market is not tapped, that there are 327 million people in the United States alone. In the United States, there are 7.7 billion people worldwide, and there are around 2 million Young Living distributors. So you guys tell me, is the market tapped anywhere? No.
No, even in Siloam, we have 15,000 people here in Siloam around, with other teams than just ours. But in our group, there's less than 200 people in Young Living or in our group. So, you know, it's really easy to say, oh, I live in a town. Melissa Pepping's from a town of 80 people. You know, I mean, so it doesn't matter where you live. And that's the beautiful thing about network markets. You build it anywhere. From the day you buy your kit in Young Living, you can start building yourself a legacy business the next day.
You probably know this part, but in case you don't, Young Living moved into the 10th position in direct sales and network marketing this past year. So that's pretty impressive. Yeah, sales-wise.
So we're up there with the Tupperwares and the Amways.
So that's saying something. And again, why is that? It's because of the product. It's because the product works. So what he says, what do we do? So you're sitting there going, okay, that's all great and wonderful, but what do we do? And he's like, go tell more people. Gary's original vision was to get oils into every home in the world. Keep doing it. Just keep doing it. Keep talking to everybody that you know and sharing with everybody that you know. Were you going to say something? And again, he talked about the same thing that Mary did. Everybody from day one can do it. Like we're all in that same playing field. But what we have to do, you guys, is it's not about us. It's never been about us. It's about helping other people and making a change in the world, isn't it? It's about empowering people. It's about helping that mama that doesn't know what to do with that sick baby be able to do something right in her home immediately to help that baby. Or someone in any kind of circumstance, right? So that right in our home, right at our fingertips, we have some bottles of oil. We have some other things in our toolbox that will immediately do something good and help us. That's what it's about. So we have to look at inspiring other people and helping them to be successful in whatever goals they have. So again, going back to that mama whose baby is sick, her goal is to keep her kids healthy, right? Maybe it's the single mom that can't afford to buy groceries at the end of the week. We can help her too, can't we? So there are so many areas where we can help, but we have to start listening to people and meeting them where they are.
We have to listen to people, and we're trying to help, right? We're all wanting to build a Young Living business. Everybody on this call, it's a business call. We want to help people build their business. We want to help people, but the whole reason why we're trying to enroll people is to help them. We're not trying to enroll them so we have another person on our team. So let's segue for a second over to the $35 basic kit. That's a great deal for someone that wants to get in and needs CBD oil, and they got to get in somehow. The $35 kit is not going to help anybody by itself very much. So if you're thinking about enrolling people with the $35 kit, it should be the $35 kit plus Essentialzyme 4 plus Pro or Life 9 plus a couple oils that they want already, whatever. But it's the $35 kit, and it's not just the $35 kit, because that's not going to help any. That person is gone next year, generally. And if you really want to help them, you need to find out what they need and help them get it ordered. If the $35 kit's the way to go, that's fine. But obviously, we like the premium starter kit because it's such a great deal. But that's a side note.
Okay, so Richard's wisdom that I loved, he said the masses will not travel the yellow brick road. Dorothy did. But the lion, the scarecrow, and the Tin Man needed her vision, her courage, and action to make that trip. Are you Dorothy? Leaders have a vision that inspires and serves others, and they act on it. So his advice when he was wrapping up was, if we want to rock our boat, rock it and tell everyone in the boat to hold on for a while. Okay? He said, do 10-day bursts, 60-day runs, followed by rest. And do that for the rest of your life until you can rest until you've gotten to that place where you can hand that over to somebody else. And I love that. Like, I love that. A quote by Jim Rohn, who I'm sure all of you know who he was, said, "Don't wish it was easier, wish you were better." Isn't that good? Don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. Our story is our greatest superpower. So we have to bring the experiences that we've had to our audiences so they can experience it too. So whether you're telling your story in social media, or you're telling your story in your living room, or in a line at the grocery store, obviously choose your words accordingly, right? But you have to tell your story, and you have to tell it in a way that invites people in so that they can experience it. Because it's the stories that are going to get people's attention. Where have you been? What has your journey looked like?
And the whole weekend was pretty much that. You got
It
to
was
tell
stories.
your story. And your story isn't usually about just young living. It's about financial freedom. It's about time freedom. It's about a healthier lifestyle, whatever that might be,
Right.
drinking more water, exercising.
Right. And be authentic. Like, be authentic. Share your vulnerabilities and your triumphs. So, so many times in social media, we only see raw, raw, raw. This was great, wonderful things happened to me today. But we don't see the struggle. There are always struggles, aren't there? So be real with people so that they trust you, and they see that you are vulnerable and that you are a real person. You're not some unicorn that nobody can duplicate or believe, for that matter. Why Young Living is the best option for solid residual income, passive income, so that you do the work once and it continues to happen, right? Is number one, we have consumable products that work. Consumable products that work.
Hence the 40% retention ratio.
Right. Products for everyone. So if somebody doesn't like my stinky oils, then maybe they like Ningxia Red. They need some supplements. They need some einkorn. Maybe they are just looking for a good, clean makeup or skincare product. We have something for everyone, literally. That's where we have to learn again to listen so that we can meet their need where they are. And we literally have no competition. There is none. No one can compare. A lot of people compare themselves to Young Living, but we really have no competition. And once you understand that and you get that inside your heart, don't keep Essential Rewards discount a secret. If you knew of a way that your friend could save some money, would you tell them? Anybody? Would you tell your friends how to save money? I do. So why in the world would we not tell everyone about the discount and the benefits of Essential Rewards? Why do we draw the line there? We can't do that. YL Go and YL Go Plus, literally Amazon Prime. And I bet you a lot of us are Amazon Prime members because it's easy and it's affordable. And when we want something, we log on to Amazon, we put it in our basket, and we say order, and it shows up, right? And we're not worried about whether it's going to cost us shipping or whatever, because we made that decision once. And that's the same thing with YL Go. It is an inexpensive way to pay for our shipping. It frees us from making that decision. I used to agonize, you guys, over, oh my gosh, Idaho Blue Spruce just came in stock. Should I get it? Is it going to be available by the time my order goes? Like, I would agonize over it.
We don't like spending $12 for shipping.
And so
$18 bottle of oil or whatever.
Yeah, but now with YL Go Plus, I don't agonize. I get on there, I click go, I click order, and it's done. And it's at my house in a few days. It takes the pressure off. And it didn't cost me, it only cost me like $3.25 to have it shipped. So it's crazy. And we had a big event. I'm just going to tell you a way to think about this. We had a huge event that we were doing recently, and we ordered 8 cases of Ningxia Red on using ER points, by the way. What does that mean? It means I got 8 cases of Ningxia Red free. And I used YO Go Plus to ship it. The weight was 76 pounds. Didn't cost me a penny.
$352.
How cool is that? Well, it cost me $352 back when I said yes a year ago, right? Transfer buying, don't keep it a secret. Help people to understand transfer buying. It's not adding to your budget. It's helping them to save money and get really good products.
That's the big thing. Everybody thinks they have to add money to do Young Living to their monthly household budget, and that's far from the case.
Okay, I still have a few more truths. Are you guys okay for me to share?
We're gonna
Like
run
I try to
we're
keep
gonna
it
run
at 30
over.
minutes, but we're going to be over a little bit. So if you have to hop off, I
Let me
understand.
go hang up on this person.
Yeah, we still have a landline. That's us. That's the only way we can get internet, you guys. We have to have a landline to get internet. That's what happens when you live in Arkansas in the boonies. Okay, think long term. Go all in. So you're thinking long term and you're going all in. And here's the thing. When you do that and things start to feel scary, instead of stopping, instead of being frozen, instead of going backwards, that's the time to lean in. Did you hear me? That's the time to lean in and push because it's out of our comfort zone. And that's where the magic happens. And how many of us have felt uncomfortable, have been afraid, have started the what ifs, and we stopped. We were frozen in our tracks. Instead of leaning in, getting curious about what am I afraid of, and moving forward. What's the worst case scenario? I talk to that person that's been on my chicken list, and I tell them something that I know will bring value to them, and they go, "Oh, Rhonda, don't ever talk to me about that again." Like, what is the worst thing that can happen, right? Okay, done. And stop comparing yourself to others. Stop it. That is like the worst thing we can do. Nothing good ever comes out of doing that. Focus on the future. And here's what this is Lindsay Moreno was saying that. And she said, do you have a plan, number one? Do you have a plan? You flying by the seat of your pants, just sitting on your couch eating bonbons? Where are you? And what will you do when you have enough money to retire? Like, what does that look like? Do you actually have that plan? Have you thought that far in advance?
I like to think about it like you're not going to get in your car and take a cross-country trip to wherever and not have a GPS or a map telling you where to go, right? So you got to think, where am I going? How am I going to get there in your life, not just in a car trip? So you do need to think about where, set yourself some goals and think about where you're going and make a plan for getting there and ask people for help that can help you.
Another really interesting point that I had not honestly thought about is Young Living your purpose? Because Young Living is my purpose. Like, that is my thing. And I know it. Or is it your vehicle to get to your purpose? And see, I hadn't thought about it in those terms because Young Living is my purpose.
So you automatically put that on everybody else. It's everybody's purpose, but it's not everybody's purpose.
Right. So is it your purpose or is it a vehicle to get you to your purpose?
Is it a means to an end?
Be unapologetically you. Do not apologize ever for your wins. Celebrate your wins and surround yourself with other people who will celebrate those wins with you. Do not make yourself feel small to make somebody else feel big. Don't do it. Do not do it. And if somebody else's win affects you in a negative way, you have the problem. Okay? Keep learning. Attend at least 2 events every single year, at least 2, and like big events like convention and Diamond Bound.
A big rally somewhere,
Right.
corporates throw in.
Yeah, do big things. Obviously, I'm always going to tell you to go to the local things. Anything that's within 3 or 4 hours of you, go. Because you're going to hear different people. You're going to network with people. You are going to get value out of that. So go. That is where the magic happens, when we're in person with each other. Be coachable. So if someone that's already walked the path that you're walking gives you some advice, don't just automatically shut it down. Don't be negative. Don't be defensive. It may resonate with you. It may not. chew on it, pray about it, meditate on it, whatever it is that you do, but be coachable, be open. Okay. Treat your business like a business, not a hobby. We all know why. For your team, your individual team, and for the Young Living community as a whole to thrive, we must utilize everyone's gifts and talents. We have to work together toward that common goal. So that's where we have to get out of that mindset of I'm comparing myself or I'm competing with or whatever, and move into a place of unity where I don't do graphics. I'm not even a good social media person in any way, shape, or form. So don't do what I do.
Yeah, our social media is just trying to help our team in communication, not trying to solicit business.
But there are other people that excel at that.
Yeah.
So go, if that's something you want to learn about, go and tap into those people's gifts and talents, because it's not mine. But you know what? I know a lot of really cool stuff that will empower you. So if I'm ever in an area where you can drive and hear me teach, you better come, because I'm totally going to sow a lot of good value to you.
Plus,
you get him. I'm just saying we all have different gifts and talents, right? So find those people that don't have the talents that you have and utilize that. Go ahead.
it's totally doable, guys. So don't give up, and also in your teams, for those of you that have teams, make the business side normal to them too, just like you make sharing normal. I mean, that's just part of the deal. It's a package, and it's a good one. I mean, it's not about the money. The money's a side effect, but damn, it's pretty good.
We could do all those things with the foundation. We can do all these other, you guys know I have some really big goals and visions for what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to need some of you guys to get behind me. I need some more money for that.
Yeah, money.
We change this healthcare stuff. But it's going to happen. We're going to do it. But here's the thing. If you feel salesy, you're doing it wrong. How about that one? That's a really good nugget. If you feel salesy, you're doing it wrong. So talk to somebody. Get somebody to walk you through what you're thinking about that, what you're doing with that, and make a shift so that you don't believe that anymore and that you're not doing that anymore. And here's the last big golden nugget that I have is you are the secret sauce. You're not going to find it anywhere else. You're not going to find it in a book. You're not going to find it anywhere else. It's you. It's me. It's each one of us, you guys. We all have that power.
It's your story. Stick to it. Don't be afraid to share with people and make it normal. Don't feel weird. If you feel weird, practice in the mirror till you don't feel weird anymore.